There's a lot of confusion about Social Security survivor benefits, and this is really important for at least two reasons. First, you might assume that you're going to get a lot more than you really will get. It's obvious why that's a problem, but the other issue is that you might be entitled to a lot more than you think you're going to get, and that could cause you to work longer than you need to, or delay benefits too long, or maybe just spend less than you could. Either way, it's tragic to see when people misunderstand how this works, so we're going to go over the essentials. And I'm also going to put a link in the description for a calculator you can use to estimate your survivor benefit. So you'll enter some information about your situation, and it should cover most cases for spouses and divorced spouses. So look for that word calculator in the description. So let's briefly go over two of the things that people most often get wrong that I really want you to come away from this video with. Then we'll do some numbers and examples and talk about strategies on how to maximize your benefits. First, your survivor benefits from Social Security are different from spousal benefits. The rules and the calculations are different, and it's important to know which one is which. Survivor benefits apply when somebody dies, but spousal benefits are in place when everybody's still alive. And number two is you don't get both benefits after somebody dies. So essentially, the survivor will live with the bigger payment of a household. And it's a little different for divorced spouses, but the idea is that in a married couple, there's going to be less household income coming in from Social Security. We'll talk more about all that, but first let's cover some basics. We're going to start with the simplest form that probably applies to most retirees, and then we'll get into some more complicated situations and those strategies. Social Security pays survivor benefits to a variety of people after somebody dies, including the spouse of the deceased and divorced ex-spouses. Plus, you have eligible children and dependent parents of the deceased. Now, we're primarily going to focus on current and former spouses here, and we'll talk more about those requirements later. For a basic example, assume that Dawn and Sam are married and both are in their 70s or older, just to keep it simple. Dawn's retirement benefit is $3,000 a month, and Sam's retirement benefit is $2,000 a month. After deceased Dawn's death, survivor Sam would get $3,000 a month after survivor benefits because Dawn's benefit was larger than Sam's. But Sam does not get both benefits, so he won't get $3,000 plus the $2,000 for a total of $5,000. Unfortunately, the household income will drop when one of those payments effectively goes away. If Sam died first instead of Dawn, then Dawn would not get a survivor benefit. Instead, she would just continue with her own benefit of $3,000 per month because it would not make sense to switch to a smaller benefit. Those are the basic rules with a simplified case. The survivor gets the bigger payment in most cases, and the smaller payment goes away. Of course, things get more complicated than that, and there are opportunities in some cases to maximize and switch benefits. What if somebody dies before they took benefits? If that's the case, the survivor benefit depends on the deceased person's age at death, as well as the survivor's age, whether they're before or after their FRA for survivor benefits. So if the deceased died before reaching their full retirement age, their FRA, the survivor can get up to the full amount the deceased would have received at FRA. If the deceased dies after reaching FRA, but before claiming, then the survivor can get the amount the deceased would have been eligible for if they claimed at the time they died. In other words, they get those delayed retirement credits or increases for the person waiting, but those are the maximum benefits a survivor can get. If the survivor takes benefits before reaching their full retirement age, then the survivor benefit may be reduced. And in our example, Dawn died after claiming and after both of them were over their FRA, which makes it easy. Keep in mind that the FRA for survivor benefits might be different from your FRA for retirement benefits. And yeah, that's confusing. So might not be a big difference, but you want to be aware of this and check on those. You often get the biggest benefit at FRA or later, and you typically get a reduced benefit if you claim benefits before that age. But there might be times when it makes sense to claim before your full retirement age for survivor benefits. And that might be because you're going to switch later or because of some interesting rules. Also, keep in mind that you won't see your survivor benefit increase after full retirement age. You don't get delayed retirement credits on the survivor benefit itself, but you do get delayed retirement credits if the worker or the person whose record you're claiming on did delay benefits. If you're following along so far, you're a lot more informed than a lot of people out there. Now let's get into those strategies for maximizing your benefits. Married couples always want to know if they can switch benefits to maximize, and the answer is typically no, at least while you're both still alive. But a survivor does have more options, and they may be able to switch from the survivor benefit to their own benefit or vice versa. That's especially the case if they have their own benefit from working. Continuing our example, assume Dawn and Sam are younger and neither claimed benefits yet at this point. Dawn still dies first, so deceased Dawn's retirement benefit would have been $3,000 a month. That was her FRA amount. Survivor Sam, age 67, has a benefit of $2,800 a month from his own work records. That's almost as much as Dawn's, at least for now. A strategy that optimizes benefits for Sam might look like this. Number one, Sam could take a survivor benefit after Dawn's death and collect $3,000 a month. So he gets 100% of her benefit because Sam is at his own FRA or older. Number two, Sam's own benefit, which he never claimed, continues to grow at roughly 8% per year because he's delaying claiming his own benefit. In step three, when Sam reaches age 70, his benefit stops growing. His own benefit stops growing, but it is more than the survivor benefit now. So he switches over to his own benefit. Keep in mind that both benefits will increase with inflation, both the survivor benefit and Sam's own benefit. But Sam's retirement benefit from working will get additional delayed retirement credits, or DRCs, of roughly 8% per year. So just to be clear, that's on top of the cost of living, or COLA, inflation increases. And those delayed retirement credits go till age 70. That's probably the most powerful way to maximize your benefits, but there are other strategies. And keep in mind, sometimes it makes sense to start with your own benefit and then switch to the survivor benefit. So you can go either way. While you're both still alive, if you're thinking about survivor benefits, you might want to consider delaying when you take benefits. And the reason is that, again, that survivor will get the biggest benefit of the household. So at least one person, and that might be the higher earner of the household, might want to delay benefits until age 70, preparing for the survivor benefit of the other. If both people claim early, you effectively lock in reduced benefits for life. There is some relief, although this gets complicated quickly, for survivors when a spouse claimed early. So let's say you never worked outside the home, or you had low earnings, so your own benefit is negligible. And if your spouse claimed before their FRA and got a reduced benefit, you're going to want to analyze the situation carefully, because you might be able to get up to 82.5% of your deceased spouse's FRA amount, also known as the PIA, again, relatively quickly. You might be able to get up there. And if you're not aware of that, you might be tempted to delay claiming longer than you should, thinking that the benefit will continue to increase until your full retirement age, but it might be done increasing by the time you're in your early 60s. So you'd be leaving money on the table if the survivor continues to delay. All right, let's talk eligibility. If you're married at the time of death, the surviving spouse can typically get a survivor benefit if the marriage lasted at least 9 months, although there are some exceptions like accidental death. The survivor generally needs to be 60 or older, or 50 if disabled, and the survivor wouldn't remarry before age 60, and again, 50 if disabled. For ex-spouses, a divorced spouse may be able to get a survivor benefit if the marriage lasted at least 10 years and the same age and remarriage criteria apply. As always, there are numerous exceptions, and remember that claiming early typically reduces your benefit. Plus, there are other factors that can reduce your benefit, family maximum, and other stuff. And now let's talk about how survivor benefits might be reduced. So ideally, you will get up to 100% of the deceased person's benefit, but here are at least three of the most common examples people might see reductions. One is, again, claiming before that full retirement age for survivor benefits. Might be different from your retirement FRA. Another example is if you got a pension from a job that did not pay into Social Security, maybe you were a teacher or something in a local government, then the government pension offset, or GPO, may apply here. So that can potentially reduce or wipe out your benefit. Next, having too much earned income before your full retirement age can cause your survivor benefit to be reduced. Now, keep in mind that the age in question here is your own FRA for retirement benefits, not that different survivor benefit FRA, even if you're getting survivor benefits. And again, there could be other factors that cause the benefit to be reduced. So I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please leave a quick thumbs up. Thank you, and see you in the next video.